you have to stop and think. I mean, there's nothing in it for these people to report this stuff. I'm usually, people will usually say, well, I have to get this off my chest. I have trouble sleeping at night. I keep thinking about this, and I need to tell somebody, and so I'm going to report it to you guys. And at least then it's recorded. There's a record of it. And I would encourage everybody that's out there listening to this tonight, a lot of truckers and a lot of people that are out in the middle of the night. That's when people see these things. Just go to MUFON.com, MUFON.com, and you'll see it says report a UFO, and just click that link, and you will have a field investigator who will take you seriously and will look your sighting over, and obsess on it for you. And if it's something that was prosaic, it's something that was natural or man-made, we'll be able to tell you that. And if it's something that we don't know about, we'll be able to tell you that as well, and there's a record of it. And because of all the people that report these, I have scientists, I have astronauts, I have, seismologists, I have, and I have truck drivers, and I have oil derrick workers, and people, out working on oil platforms in the ocean that see stuff. And all that we can know is what you guys can tell us out there. MUFON, our creed is the scientific study of UFOs for the benefit of humanity. And that's our creed, and that's what we go by. And it's for the benefit of humanity. If these technologies are out there, it means that we can figure them out eventually ourselves, and that perhaps we can get beyond using petroleum and destructive forms of energy, and that we can advance as a species. So that's what MUFON is all about. That's what I'm all about. Is we're trying to figure this out and trying to figure out how to apply it for humanity in general. It's a good and benevolent organization. I'm always proud to work for MUFON. I'm proud to wear my badge, and I'm proud to talk about the company I work for.
Well, you did a very good job here tonight, and you told a lot of information that people have been dying to, hear, and you did a good job. Hey, Earl, I have to let you go. I want to thank you for coming on Night Dreams Talk Radio. Maybe we can get you on sometime after the first of the year again.
Sounds great, Gary.
Okay, Earl.
I love your show.
Well, thank you so much, and I enjoyed having you on.
Thanks, Earl.
I enjoyed being on your show. Thank you so much. You guys take care, man.
Okay, my friend. All right. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Night.
So that was Earl Grey with MUFON. He is a director of, investigator. And this makes you, think about a lot of things he said tonight. How about you, James? My mind is flying right now.
I'm still spinning out like the Roadrunner getting away from the Wile E. Coyote, thinking about all the stuff, trying to process. There's a lot of good stuff tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a feeling we're being visited by multiple humanoids that maybe some are here to help us. Maybe some are not here to help us. We don't know. But, certainly like Terry Lovelace, Timothy Cullen, a whole bunch of people. Calvin Parker. I mean, it has changed their life. It really has.
Yes, I agree wholeheartely, and I agree with you. And just kind of my assumption over the years, I think there is different categories of these humanoids, different ones, and I think there's good ones and bad ones, like Earl was saying, and in each group, and I think they all have their own agendas, and the byproduct of that is us. We're in the crossfires of all this, so it's hard to pin down what their agendas are or which ones what their agendas are. So it's a process, and it's again, we're always trying to learn these things, different things every day, and then there's different reports every day of different scenarios.
I'm just wondering too if they can read and scan our thoughts. Maybe when they are abducting people, again, maybe they're abducting people for different thoughts. You got people who believe and, what do you call it, just living a normal life without hurting anybody. And then you got another group of people that don't care if they hurt people. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about laws. They don't care about religion. They don't care anything but themselves. And maybe those people, too, when they get abducted, if they get abducted, they get abducted by, well, a different type of humanoid. And maybe their experiences aren't as smooth as somebody who's God-given, nice type of person.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I believe we've talked to a couple, I can't remember exactly who, that were abductees, that they said they've been abducted by two different kinds of these humanoids that were different ones from different places or whatever. And I think that's a whole nother enigma right there. Being the crossfires of two different factions of these, boy, oh boy, that would be something too.
Or 3 or 4, who knows? Some people could be abducted by a whole, hey, this is subject A, and he's open for discussion with a whole group of our, whatever, brothers to, abduct them and test them.
Yeah, if there's, and then another variable that goes into this, who's to say that these different categories of humanoids, maybe some of them don't like each other either, that aren't related. So that's a whole nother thing. And, I keep thinking back at Terry when he was saying he was on that conveyor belt and he can't move and he's hearing people bellowing and crying and he can move his eyeballs. Oh,
well, that would scare something. I wonder if they have a bath. You know what? I wonder if UFOs have a bathroom in them. I just wondered. But put it this way, if you take a human, right, aboard a UFO, they're going to have to use the bathroom. You know that.
Well, let's put it like this. They're going to scare the you-know-what out of where. And I totally see that. And now, maybe they're like us when we're in space. They recycle everything. We don't know. We don't know. And,
you had to say that. Now you just killed my thirst for a beer. I was waiting for another 10 minutes to go into the kitchen, and I know they have some ungodly. But my one kid, who's adult, drinks the world's worst. He thinks it's great beer. I don't like beer. It bites my tongue.
Oh, Lord, that's not beer. That's something else. But Earl's talking about that beer ski, kind of beer and whiskey.
Well, that's what I don't know if that was him or me, because I was mentioning that I stopped at the beginning, like in May, at our local brewery. That one of the guys thought he was being nice, and he got me a combination of beer. It was aged with whiskey, and I'll tell you what. It was like 4 ounces of living hell, because after I drank that, because I'm not a drinker. I get drunk on one beer. I don't like admitting that. I do. I just don't drink. And right. I tell you, I had to get on my Harley and then ride home a couple miles. And I tell you what, the road was like going left, and it was going right, and it was going up, and it was going down. I got home and, I made it up the stairs. I made it to my bed and I went, whoop, and that was it. I was out.
Yeah, you'll have days like that sometimes, especially that stuff will sneak up on you if you're not expecting and you're not a drinker on top of that.
Well, it didn't sneak up. It just hit me. But, next week we got some great guests on. We're going to be talking about, naturally, UFOs, abductions. We're going to be talking about ghost hunting with really a guy that is into ghost hunting. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff next week. So it's going to be a great week with great guests all week long on Night Dreams Talk Radio. Again, go to our website. Tomorrow's going to be updated. Now, we broadcast on some radio stations. We are naturally on the internet. I've been getting messages tonight from Ireland, the UK, Scotland, Australia, for people saying how they're tuned in to Earl Grey tonight. A lot of people. But you got to understand something. We are using a lot of bandwidth to do a show like this, both radio and on the internet. Imagine you got 10 people listening. Imagine a milkshake and you put 10 straws in it. So you got 10 girls. Oh, I could say guys too. Sucking the milkshake, right? And everybody's trying to get their fair share. Well, it's going faster. Now you got 100, you got 10,000. I tell you, the bandwidth starts getting expensive after a certain point, because we're not just on a speaker app. We're on, like I said, a commercial application. It feeds out to apps and to radio stations. We're on all that. And that's where it gets expensive, running these servers here. That's what's heating my room. I'm looking at the temperature right now. It is 94 degrees in this studio.
Oh, wow.
So I am like hot. I feel like, I'd almost go into the desert. But this time of year, you know, if you want to donate $1 or $2, it's going on the end of the year, just click on the donation button. It'll take you to PayPal. It's secure. Donate $1 or $2. Help pay for the bandwidth. It'd be much appreciated, because we don't charge anybody to listen to any of the prior shows. They're free to listen to. And it grows every night we do a show. So there's hours. You could listen for 2 years every night and hear a different show. It's all free. That's the way it should be. Radio should be free to listen to. I'm not going to ever charge anybody to, join a group, to pay for past shows. I think that's ridiculous. If some people want to do that, that's fine, but I will never do that. You know that, James? Never charge.
I know, and that's another thing. It gets confusing, and you got to pay this and that. And I will say this: you can go on with the website. You get there, you hit the 3 dots, you can go right to the player, live player, and there's, I think there's at least 300 past shows there.
Oh, there's more than that. There's pretty close to about 400.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and you know what? You can easily, when you first come on to the web page, just click on listen now or listen whatever. It takes you right to the player. Or you can scroll down to the bottom of the page. There's another player. And then if you check about me, it'll come up with another player. I think it's with TuneIn. And you can listen. Oh, no, it's iHeartRadio, I think. You can listen to it on iHeartRadio, too, through one of the players. So we're set up there. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think it's only the one. If you go into that one other page, I'll let everybody know Monday which one it is. It'll take you to a different player from iHeartRadio. So you can listen to us on iHeart, too. So you're not just off of the one player for the show. You have a little variety of 2 different actual players from 2 different major apps out there.
Yeah, and there's also, we have merchandise. Night Dreams merchandise is there. There's the donation, and there's updates on current events, and the guests will be updated every week, too.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll update all the guests again for next week. And I would have done it today, but I got the flu. And I'm being honest with you, it's been really hard for the last 4 hours. You know, I've been drinking a little bit of NyQuil, which, you know what, you don't want to take NyQuil at night when you're doing the show, because it actually, besides giving you a buzz, it makes you tired and your eyes want to close.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself. You better start taking that, not at the beginning of the show, but maybe toward the last half hour.
Yeah, or something like that. So I'm going to, after the show's over, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get my butter brickle ice cream. I'm going to get my little thing of macaroni, and then macaroni and cheese, I should say. And then I'm going to have a Red Barrel beer. It's a dark beer. That's what I'm going to have. It's a sweet beer. It's, it's really thick and it's sweet, and I love it.
Well, sounds like you got it planned out, and get yourself better for Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. So anyway, again, I want to say thank you to all the listeners that, it supported the show by listening and telling your friends about us. I really appreciate that. Again, the best thing you can do, like on your media, share us. So when you see our thing come up, like our live player on Facebook, for example, share it to your friends. Tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio. Now, I'm not claiming to be the best talk show in the paranormal out there. I'm not. But you know what? We try to cover more than a lot of shows. And right now, UFOs, alien abductions, and ghost hunting are one of the top subjects, and we try to cover that several times a week with the best guests out there. James, I want you to have a great weekend.
All right, you too, and get yourself better, and I will talk to you, I'm sure, tomorrow sometime.
Okay, you stay out of trouble. And to everybody else out there, Well, thank you for being my friend and part of the family of Night Dreams.